Thirdy, tanungin ko lang sa'yo about something about Gilas. Of course, they swept their window. And I want to ask about your Ateneo teammates. Matt, Mike, Will Navarro, Isaac Go. How big of pieces are they to this team?
Well, yun nga, just like what I said earlier in our interview before this, they were given a short amount of time to prepare and to learn a system where a lot of them aren't used to. And that's where the Ateneo guys come in. Uh, I think it was really important to have those guys kasi sila talaga yung may alam kung ano yung sistema and they get to show the players who are new to the system how it's supposed to be ran. And um, yeah, it's better to actually see an example when they're practicing, because I've seen their practices. I talked to Mike, and they said coach would sometimes bring all the Ateneo guys in one team and let them play the others. So just having someone to emulate or a team to emulate is definitely helping them speed up the process of learning even more, and learning the system and learning how to play with one another even more. So definitely carry a lot of value. And Matt's presence on the court whenever he's there, the team just runs like a well-oiled machine. So
Yeah.
uh, definitely see Matt has a lot of presence when it comes to being on the court, and Mike has a presence all around, whether it's off the court. It's kind of like the glue guy, the guy that is like the heart and soul of a team, because he's always been the heart and soul of our team and back in Ateneo. So very valuable guys, and along with Will and Dwight and the rest of the team, just makes it a whole lot better.
Now, jumping off from that point, you mentioned that Mike is a glue guy because I just want to address this because there were a lot of, kumbaga, it drew a lot of flack from fans. The
Sure.
first window, nag-announce na si Mike Nieto ang nakapasok. And then, of course, we've had different opinions from fans. But then yun nga siguro, I want to focus or maybe ask about the strength of Mike, right? You mentioned nga kanina glue guy, but what else does he bring to a team?
He brings a lot. Basically, when you're just his presence when you're on the bench with him, and his energy is contagious, like yung positive energy niya. If you're looking for a guy that, when things are going wrong, like you always need to look at, he's always going to be the guy that would really stick out and just be positive and talk to you. um, Even on the court, he might not do much on the offensive end, but he would do whatever it takes, even if it's on the defensive end, whether it's rebounding or passing or um, whatever it is. Like that's Mike for me is very uh, one of the one of the key pieces in a team. Like very valuable guy. Na kailangan mong, if you have Mike on your team just certainly gets a boost of upside. Na your team's definitely gonna play more selfless. He's the type of guy na would call you out if you're playing selfish, or would make sure that everyone's doing their part and everyone's playing as a team. So having Mike there on the court would definitely mean that. Although you know people really don't know. A lot of people don't know how valuable Mike is because they tend to only look at stats. But if
And skills.
in
And
skills, yeah.
skills. Yeah.
And but if you ask anyone in our team in Ateneo, they could tell you why Mike's important. So doesn't really matter what people say. They've seen the result in the first game of um, the effect of having Mike there, and I'm not saying that others don't deserve to be in the lineup. Everyone deserves to be in the lineup, but it just so happens to be 12 players there, and we have to have reserves. So it's definitely uh, a big upside to have Mike on the team, especially from a player and not just as a basketball fan.
Ayun po sa mga nanonood ngayon o appreciates basketball ng Gilas Pilipinas. Hindi lang skills, Tsaka stats, kumbaga importante, sabi nga ni Thirdy, yung intangibles and yung pagkaglugay ng isang player.